What's good? What's good? This is not the video I intended to make half an hour ago before I went in to get my coffee, but let's see where this goes. My coffee. I drink just a drip coffee with heavy cream. It's cheap and just cheap and simple. I could actually make it here in my van. I have a power station. Electric kettles are cheap. I could easily make my own coffee. But this is where I go poop and pee often in the mornings. It's a Fred Meyer about 2 miles away from where I like to park. And also, I like the social interaction of people. Because it can just get lonely if you just wake up, and then if I just wake up and immediately start door dashing or doing Uber Eats on my days off, I go from like asleep to a robot in a sense. And even when I interact often with the people at the restaurants, if the restaurants are busy, they're just like, here's your order, get out of here. There's rarely time for human connection. And so when I don't have anywhere to be and I need to go pee and get some coffee, I'll come here and I'll just chat with the baristas. And I like routine. I'm very much a routine person. So there's a lot of reasons. But today, I got here and the normal barista wasn't in, and I was like, okay, whatever, but like she just gets my coffee just right because we've worked together over time. She even joked to one of her coworkers, because one of her coworkers made my order for me, and she was the barista that I have a relationship with, was like not paying attention. She looks up and she's like, oh, it's Heavy Cream Guy. And that's what she has nicknamed me for the last few weeks. I'm just Heavy Cream Guy because I like a generous amount of heavy cream in my drip coffee. And she wasn't there today, so this one isn't as good. It's still good, but not as good. So anyways, as I'm departing the store, I see her. I see my favorite barista. And I'm a human. Like, I read people. I read their energies. I know that's a hippie thing to say, but I do. And I could just tell her energy was way bad. I mean, it could have been the fact that she was like just about crying. You can just tell, right? And so some people just kind of ignore that stuff. Some people just get so busy, so caught up in their lives, their humdrum, monotonous, serve the machine lives, that they do not engage in authentic human interaction. And so I stopped and I was like, hey, are you okay? And she was honest, and she was like, no, just fighting back tears. And so I said, would you like a hug? I know it's weird. I know I'm essentially a stranger, but would you like a hug? And she said yes. And so it's kind of insane. She said yes, and so I went to embrace her, and like before I could even like fully get my arms around her, she was like locked onto me, just, and she was hugging hard, and I'm a good hugger, and so like I was also hugging hard, but it was just like you could tell she really needed a hug, and I always need a hug, but like you just weird grown man, you can't all go up to strangers and say I'm just needing a hug. It just doesn't work. But anyways, so I give her this like big bear hug, and she's latched on, and she's like crying a little bit and explaining the situation, and I'm nobody, so I can tell the story. It won't violate her privacy because I'm nobody. If I had an audience, maybe, but it still doesn't matter. Her roommate has apparently been taking the money that she's been giving him to pay their rent and not paying their rent. So she's about to be evicted. And he has been like hiding the eviction notices, and he's been doing a lot of things to conceal the impending conflict. and she's just now finding out about this, and she works 2 jobs. So I know her, like we've talked, and one of the reasons I felt just without hesitation inclined to give her a hug is because I do know her and I respect her. She works 2 jobs just to kind of like get by. She has 3 cats, and that's all. And I know so many Americans are struggling right now. So many Americans are one freaking bad car issue or a bad medical bill away from just the brink of bankruptcy, of collapse. So many Americans are struggling. And that's partially why I'm so passionate about anarchism, and I'm passionate about having these arguments and these conversations, and about addressing the fact that the culture wars are just tools to divide us, so we do not have these important conversations and overthrow the powers that be, the elites, the oligarchs, the globalists. No, that is not an anti-Semitic term. They are quite literally people spread out around the globe working somewhat in conjunction with one another to fuck shit up for the working class, for the average person. So anyways, I was like, okay, we've been hugging for a while, and I go to like, you know, kind of end the hug, and she was not having it. She was not letting go. So I was like, all right, just lean into it. And we hugged for a little bit longer, and then we talked for a little bit. I'm gonna come back and see her next week, and we're gonna just brainstorm. I just had an idea of, you know, maybe she can kick the other roommate out and bring someone else in that could maybe upfront pay a little bit to help get something settled. I just thought of that actually, like after we had talked, and she was late for work, and so I don't want to go distract her, and I told her I'd see her next Wednesday anyways. So with my schedule, the next few days I go to a different coffee shop because my work schedule is different, but I can't help but, like, I've always been the type of person that runs toward danger, always. I have multiple stories I can tell you. Like one time I saw a car flip over on I-5, Interstate 5 in the Seattle area. I, you know, threw my car in park and just ran up, and I helped pull these people out of a flipped over car. This dude's got like this gash on his leg, and somebody was like gonna try and put something on it. And I'm like, no, we should really rinse it with something. We shouldn't just immediately wrap it. And so I did that. I helped a cop pull a suicide jumper off a bridge. Without hesitation, offered a hug to almost a stranger. And I'm really sounding like I'm tooting my own horn right now, but let's connect it to a video I made maybe 20 videos back about how I miss fraternity, because to me, that's what men do. We run towards danger because we are blessed with these gifts of strength and size and testosterone. We have a natural advantage to dealing with conflicts of that sort. So when strength is needed to pull someone who is half conscious out of a vehicle, a man is just gonna do a better job. Now, don't get me wrong. If a woman was my only choice in helping to pull me out of an overturned vehicle, I would accept it. But what I'm getting at is the action, or the lack of action within men, the lack of inherent action within men. So many men have just become little bitches, little beta cuck bitches. And it's like, I don't even like saying that. I'm not even trying to be cool, like, but it's depressing, because if more men were inclined to run towards danger, more men would be speaking up about what is going on. And what the video I actually wanted to make was, and I might make it, was more around this whole like Lone Star Rebellion thing, and what Texas and other states are doing. I really hope it doesn't go hot. Go hot means, you know, ammunition being exchanged. But I do hope that the bootlickers at the federal level just stand down. And so the other video, man, there's a few I want to make. Like one of them was was the Lone Star Rebellion and how I believe right now the conservatives are winning the culture war for now, but everything swings, and if you want to stay ahead of the elite's game, we have to look at where they want to swing the pendulum, and we need to mitigate that. And they're wanting to swing it right hard right now. Divide and conquer. And they're doing really good at it because the conservatives are winning the freaking culture war. I don't hate all of it though. I freaking saw a music video with Ben Shapiro. Oh my God, this timeline is wild. Okay. I think I'll end it there. What should I title this video? Run towards danger. All right. Much love.